You for joining me today. I'm a registered nurse, a holistic health coach, entrepreneur, and mother of two. I'm also a wife, and I use the galvanic skin response for decision support technology to help determine things that are good for the body and not so good for the body. We have several different decision support technology surveys that we do, and the one that we're going to be looking at today is actually the food scan. And so the food scan looks at 487 different foods to determine which ones are positive and which ones are negative. So that's what you're looking at right now. We see the list of top 30 negative. We're going to kind of skip over this because these are all going to be incorporated into the full list with all the different categories that we're going to be looking at. So we have this list here. It's actually not a allergy test, okay? So not a food allergy test. So um, what it is it kind of scales the items based on your energy. So it, like I said, it reads the galvanic skin response in the body. Basically, you're a bunch of electromagnetic energy. That energy gets read and recorded into the software. And the technology itself has been around since about the 1930s and is very comparative to a lie detector. Okay, so we're going to go into looking at our additives that are in the negative. Okay, so we have a test subject on here so you can kind of see what this looks like. And this person doesn't do well with green number 3, yellow number 5, acetone peroxide. These are going to be things that are added to foods. Sodium nitrite, and then soy lecithin. That's a hard one to avoid because it's in a lot of packaged foods. Then we go down to beans and legumes, and we see we have soybeans and navy beans in negative, and then black beans and black-eyed peas in the positive. Now, if there's foods that you don't see on the list, these foods are going to be considered neutral. They don't make the positive list, they don't make the negative list, so they become neutral foods for the body. So we test over 487 different common foods, and you'll see most of them fall into these categories here, okay? So then we see negative beverages, beverages in positive range. We have dairy in the negative. Now we look for two things for dairy. We look for the casein, which is going to be right here, and then also the whey. So there's those two types of proteins in dairy. Now I don't see the whey on the list listed in negative or positive, so this person does okay with whey. They just don't do well with the milk casein. So they're going to be very limited to the brie cheese, cheddar cheese, albumin, Romano, sour cream, and skim milk. Then we see the fats. Fats are going to be listed in positive and negative range as well. Seafoods, and then also fruits, negative and then positive. And then we see the grains. And so this person does not do well with rice milk, brown rice, millet, barley popcorn, wheat bran, organic wheat, or rice, white rice. But they do okay with buckwheat, quinoa, and semolia. Okay, there does pop up in that category gluten. So it's a nice indicator of whether the person is tolerant of gluten or not, which is really nice to know for the body and kind of helping to eliminate some of those questions that we have as far as, oh, am I gluten intolerant? Am I not? That kind of thing. So then we see the meats, the poultry, and then we have some miscellaneous items. Mayonnaise, black olive, soy sauce, ketchup, that type of stuff. And then positive for miscellaneous. And we have nuts and seeds, spices, sugars, vegetables. Okay, and that's the end of the report. Now, what we do is we take this report, we find the foods that you like, and we devise a menu that is customized to your positive foods. So therefore, you have your body thriving in an environment where maybe it wouldn't so much if we were dumping in a whole bunch of those foods that are negative. So like for instance, on this person's scan, spinach comes up in the negative. Now that's something most people would think, spinach is good for me, I'm going to eat it. But for all people, it's not ideal, right? So for this person, they have a negative 28 number on there. Now, the higher the negative number, the more negative it is for the body, remember? So we want to really reduce those things that are in those higher ranges. And for us, those higher ranges are considered -10 and above. Okay. If it's negative, 9, 9.5 or lower, you can kind of get away with eating it every once in a while and not see detrimental effects. Now, that does not apply to certain foods. It's going to be your peanuts, your eggs, soy, gluten, dairy, and artificial sweetener. Okay. So those, if they're just even a tiny bit negative, we eliminate them altogether. Okay, because those foods are highly reactive in the body usually. Okay. And so, if this is something that you'd like to do, we do help clients do this often. It has been phenomenal in our practice, getting our patients to that next level. It really gives them the one up. We work with bodybuilders, fitness coaches, trainers, nutritionists, and physical therapists and professionals like that. But we also do clients that are just looking for that one up to feel better. And if that means that's you, we would love for you to give us a call and we can get started on your menu right away. Okay, thank you for watching.